Hi, I'm Dave and I help business leaders use IT more effectively in their business, but this week we're looking at communication, interruptions and technology. So when I used to have a desk in an office, I very rarely sit at a desk in an office nowadays, maybe once every month or so, but walk-ups are a big problem in managed IT services. People come to your desk and they go, excuse me, I've got a problem with my printer, can you help fix it urgently? Well, have you watched the IT crowd? I think you kind of, that's why the way they end up burying IT in the basement, isn't it? To try and get away, get a room with a door you can lock, like all managers really want, because they don't want to be interrupted. So you need to set some boundaries for interrupting people. One good thing you can do is give people specific times and days when you're available for interruption, but ultimately it's about redirection. My favourite story about this is this programmer, senior programmer, he kept being interrupted. So what he did was, on the cubicle next to him, he put this teddy bear on the chair called, I don't know, Steve, and he said, ask Steve, if he can't help, then come back to me. And people would articulate their questions, ask the teddy bear, and often they'd figure out the answer themselves. And that's an interesting psychological thing, isn't it? Sometimes just people want some reassurance that they're making a decision. So empowering your team to make good decisions is definitely worthwhile. And think them through before they bring them to you. Which is why it's actually quite good with emails, because they actually have to think about what it is that they're going to ask, and often they've figured it out. Try to discourage people from interrupting you with questions that with tasks that you have to do when you're not able to write them down. So I go out on site and people know I do IT support. They go, oh Dave, could you help me with my la. It's like, I'm just in the middle of something at the moment, but could you just drop me an email or send an email to the help desk or whatever you want, because I'm not going to remember. I've got a really bad short-term memory. The point is that you're trying to get them to write it down. So, okay, maybe you do need to deal with it, but it's not just something else floating in your head. Teach all your staff to do that. It's really good. If people are coming up to you all the time, interrupting you to ask inane questions, don't get frustrated. Instead, give them an outlet, give them a knowledge-based article, give them a forum where they can ask these questions. If people are coming up for idle chit-chat, try and find an outlet for that so you're not being interrupted. And set those core hours where if you are having to be in an office where people can interrupt you, set those core hours where just like do not disturb time. And be very strict with people. And people will appreciate that if you're clear. I like that story I mentioned before about this woman said, when I worked part-time after I'd had my kids, I was way more effective, because the people go, can you just tell me, no, I've got to get this done. I've only got 2 hours, it's going to take 3. Sorry, bye. And it's not being rude to people, it's really supporting people in their jobs. So obviously sometimes you do need to deal with stuff and it is urgent, it does need to be interrupted, but most of the time those interruptions aren't needed. So have a look around your office, see how people are being interrupted, and is that a good use of your and their time? That's all from me today. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, and check out my website and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.